Morning! As part of our lessons from home, today we're going to be continuing our project where we're going to be investigating fairy tale artists and artists who try to tell the work of, or artists who try and tell a story within a single frame or single image. So today we're looking at the work of concept artist Vincent Proce, who works for a range of different companies, but we're going to be looking at his work in connection to Magic the Gathering, which is the cards we looked at when we first started this project, when we investigated different kinds of composition. Now, Vincent Proce has produced a huge portfolio of work, and the task I'm going to set you to start with is to watch a video which is going to be based upon someone looking at the artwork he has created and kind of questioning, why it is that he's done this. So to start with, we're looking at 4 different questions, and what I would like you to do is to put together either a written response or a video response where you are answering these 4 questions based upon what you're learning in the video. So 4 questions to look at. The first one is, what is chiaroscuro? So chiaroscuro is a concept which will be explained a little bit further in the video with examples which are provided. So for that first question, what is chiaroscuro? I just want a simple definition. What is this? Second question, what are some of the highlights of the artist's work discussed in the video? So for this question, what are some of the things that the video discusses, saying this is what makes this artist good? This is the reason that this artist was brought on to try and produce work for this company. Third question, the video discusses how Proce adds details to his work that most people will never notice. Why do you think Proce takes the time to add those details? So this is going to be a question that's up to you to determine why, if you were in Proce's position, you would add details which might never be noticed. And the final question, what does the video mention as a downside to Proce's work taking longer to produce? So there's a small comment which is in the video which talks about the fact that most artists are trying to produce work very quickly, and there's a reason behind that. Vincent's work may take longer as a result of the details that he adds, so what would be a downside to this? Okay, task 2 is going to ask you to reproduce a piece of work that Vincent has already created. So by going to either his website or by looking at a series of work that he's put together for Magic the Gathering, you are going to choose one of those pieces of work and you're going to try to recreate it. So using whatever materials you have at your disposal, whether you're producing a physical drawing or whether you are using a drawing tablet, using like an app like Procreate, for example, what I want you to do is I want you to look at the main focus of the work and I want you to try and recreate that. I want you to put a little bit of time into this, and I want to see your drawing skills, and I want to see if you're able to get some color into it as well. But obviously that's going to be really dependent of what you have available to you at home. So with this piece, I'm just going to put a little bit of time in to try and see what it would be like to recreate an initial drawing or a rough sketch of Vincent Proce's More of the Mire. Now in this scene I can see what looks like a church in the middle of a forest which is being pulled down by these monstrous hands that are made of skeletons which are grabbing onto the side of the church, that are going by the doors and just starting to kind of reach out and tear it down out of the ground. And I think if you look on the left hand of the image, you can see that it's kind of being uprooted and pulled out as it goes. Now to me, if I were to look at the most important part of this scene as part of this task, I'm looking at the front door of the church. I'm looking at the front of the church, I'm looking at the religious symbols which are on the window and on the top of the church which are being pulled down, and I'm looking at these ginormous monstrous hands that are coming from the right hand side of the image. If I were to try my efforts as a concept artist to try and see how I can try and put this in a location, I might choose to then add some trees afterwards, and I'm definitely going to try and see if I can get some of Proce's kind of gravestones that he's got at the bottom of the image. Now, knowing myself, with this being initially like a 5 to 10 minute sketch that I'm starting to put together before I'd get a fine liner and go over the top with some of the details, what I'm going to be looking at getting right here is hopefully the perspective on the front of the church, and hopefully the main, I think it's 1, 2, 3 or 4 hands that are reaching up from the right hand side of the image. So they're going to be my focus with this. They're going to be the parts that I have. I'm not particularly worried about the left hand side of the church where it's vanishing back into the depths of the the forest or the jungle or whatever it is. Like I said, I'm going to try and get some of the tombstones, and I might try and put some of the details in the hands as well. Now this is an area where the video discussed. If you look very closely at the hands, what you'll notice is the hands are made up of skeletons and bodies which have kind of been incorporated into this wood or this monster or whatever it is which is reaching out from the swamp to pull this area down. Okay, with the scale that I'm working at, that's going to be quite difficult to recreate, but I'll see how I can go as I'm going through putting this together. So this is my attempt on doing a rough sketch of Vincent Proce's More of the Maya. Good luck with your own drawings as well. Please let me know either in the Microsoft Teams or in the comments below if you have any questions or queries or any difficulties with these first of the 3 tasks. And I'll see you next week when we'll be looking into assuming the mantle or the role of a concept artist and putting together our own work. Have a really, really good week, stay safe, and I will speak to you soon. Bye bye!